Hello, and welcome to Everyday English with Mr. Nuto. I'm really happy to have you here today because in this episode, we are going to explore something that can change the way you learn and practice English. Many students believe that improving their English requires hours of study, expensive courses, or even moving to another country. But the truth is, fluency is not built in one big step. It is built in small, consistent actions repeated every single day. Today, we are going to talk about exactly that, how to practice English every day, even if your schedule is full, even if you feel shy, even if you don't live in an English-speaking country. By the end of this episode, you will have simple, clear, and practical strategies that you can start using right away. Here's a little spoiler. You don't need to study for hours, you don't need perfect grammar, and you don't need to wait for the right time. All you need are small habits that fit naturally into your daily life. So, let's begin this journey together. In the next part, I want to clear up one of the most common myths about learning English, the idea that you need to be perfect or that you need to live abroad to really improve. Now that we have started our journey, let's clear something up. Many people think they can only speak English well if they move to the UK, the US, or another English-speaking country. Some even believe they need to speak perfectly before they can use English in real life. But the truth is, you don't need to live in London, New York, or Sydney to improve your English. And you definitely don't need perfection. Perfection is not the goal. Communication is. Think about it this way. Children don't speak perfectly when they start learning their first language. They make mistakes, they repeat words, they mix things up. But with time and practice, they get better. The same is true for you in English. Instead of aiming for perfection, aim for progress. Instead of waiting for the perfect environment, start where you are. Your living room, your commute, your phone, your headphones, all of these can become part of your English learning environment. This change in mindset is powerful, because once you stop thinking, I need the perfect conditions, you realize that you already have everything you need to grow. What you need are not giant leaps, but small, smart steps. And that's exactly what we're going to focus on in this episode. Steps that are simple, repeatable, and practical. Steps that fit into your daily routine and build fluency little by little. So, let's begin the first and most important daily practice. If you want to speak English better, you must listen more. And not once a week, not only in class, but every single day. So let's begin with the very first step, listening to English every day. If your goal is to speak better, you must listen more. Listening is like food for your brain. Without it, your English will not grow. Listening daily helps you in many ways. It gives you new vocabulary naturally. It trains your ear to recognize sounds and rhythm. It helps you understand faster. And most importantly, it makes English feel familiar, not foreign. Now, you may ask, how can I listen daily if I am busy? The answer is, use your daily moments. You don't need to sit at a desk for hours. Instead, listen while you are walking, cooking, cleaning, exercising, or even relaxing. Here are some easy options. Podcasts like this one, English songs, YouTube videos, audiobooks or short stories, English news for learners. And here is the secret. You don't need to understand everything. Even if you understand only 30% or 50%, it's still useful. The sounds enter your brain, and little by little, your brain gets used to English. Imagine you play English in the background while you make dinner, or while you take a bus, or when you go for a short walk. Even just 10 to 15 minutes a day can make a real difference. Make English your background music. Let it become part of your daily sound world, because the more your ears hear English, the easier speaking will become later. Now that you are listening, the next step is to use your voice, because listening is great, but speaking is how you grow strong. And that's where the technique of shadowing comes in. Now that you are listening every day, it's time to add your voice. Listening fills your mind with English, but speaking is what makes it active. And one of the best ways to connect listening and speaking is through a technique called shadowing. Maybe you have heard this word before, maybe not. Shadowing means listening to someone speaking English and immediately repeating what they say, almost like an echo. You don't stop. You don't translate in your mind. You don't check a dictionary. You simply copy the sounds, the rhythm, and the tone of the speaker. Let's try together with some simple sentences. I'll say them slowly first. I want to speak English fluently. I listen to English every day. Shadowing helps me speak better. When you repeat like this, you are training your mouth, your tongue, and your brain to work together in English. At first, it might feel strange. You may not understand every single word, and that's okay. The goal of shadowing is not perfect understanding, it's rhythm, flow, and confidence. If you practice shadowing even for just 5 minutes a day, you will start to notice changes. Your speech will become smoother, your pronunciation will become clearer, and you will feel more confident when speaking. So, remember, shadowing is not about being perfect. It's about building fluency step by step. Now, once you start shadowing, there is another powerful change you can make in your daily life. It doesn't require extra time, only a new habit. And that is learning how to think in English. So you are listening every day and practicing shadowing. That's already a strong foundation. But now, let's take it even further with a new habit. Thinking in English. This is one of the most powerful shifts you can make. Why? Because many learners get stuck translating everything from their native language. Translation takes time, and it slows down your speech. But when you start thinking directly in English, your words come out faster and more naturally. Of course, it doesn't happen overnight. You have to train your mind step by step. The best way to begin is with short, simple thoughts. For example, when you wake up, think, "It's morning. I'm still sleepy. I need coffee." When you go outside, think, "The sky is blue. The air is cold. I see a dog." During the day, think, "I'm working. I'm hungry. I want to go home." These are very small sentences, but they are powerful. They help your brain connect ideas directly to English. No translation, no delay. Later, you can start saying them out loud. Maybe whisper to yourself or speak quietly. It's like having a mini conversation with yourself in English throughout the day. The more you practice, the more natural it becomes. Soon, instead of translating, your brain will simply think in English automatically, and that's a big step toward fluency. Now, let's add another practice that connects your voice and your reading skills. It's simple, but very effective. Reading aloud. We've talked about listening, shadowing, and thinking in English. Now let's add 2 more powerful habits. Reading aloud and using English in your daily life. First, reading aloud. When you read silently, your brain learns. But when you read out loud, your mouth, tongue and voice also learn. It's like exercise for your speaking muscles. Choose a short and simple text, maybe a children's book, a short story, or even a short dialogue. Read it slowly and clearly. Then read it again, a little faster. Then once more, but this time with more expression, like you are acting. This practice improves your pronunciation, your fluency, and your confidence. And the best part? You can do it with just 5 minutes a day. Now, let's talk about using English in your routine. This is very important. Don't only study English, live with English. Let it become part of your real life. For example, change your phone's language to English. Write a short diary with 3 simple sentences every evening. Record a 1-minute voice message about your day. Join an online English group and share short messages or voice notes. Watch short videos and repeat what you hear. These are not big tasks. They are small actions that fit into your life. But together they build strong habits, and strong habits create confident English speakers. Now that you know all these practices, let's bring everything together. In our final block, I'll recap the main ideas and give you a motivating message to keep going. So, let's take a moment to recap everything we have covered today. We began by breaking the myth that you need perfect grammar or that you must live abroad to speak English well. Then we explored 5 powerful daily practices. Listening to English every day, even just 10 to 15 minutes. Shadowing, repeating what you hear like an echo. Thinking in English, starting with short, simple thoughts. Reading aloud, training your mouth and voice to speak naturally. Using English in your daily routine, making it part of your life, not just your study time. Each of these steps is simple. Each takes just a few minutes. But together, they create a strong daily connection with English. And that connection is what leads to fluency. Remember, fluency is not built in one day. It is built day by day, step by step. You don't need perfection. You don't need hours and hours of study. What you need is consistency. So here is my challenge for you. Choose just one of these practices and start today. Then tomorrow, do it again. And the day after, keep going. Little by little, you will notice progress. And most importantly, don't wait for the perfect time. The perfect time is now. Every small step you take brings you closer to confidence in English. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to follow the podcast so you don't miss the next lessons. Share it with a friend who is also learning English, and practice together because learning is easier when we do it side by side. And remember, English grows when you use it every day. So start today, keep going tomorrow, and step by step, fluency will become part of your life. Thank you for spending this time with me here on Everyday English with Mr. Nuto. Keep practicing, stay motivated, and let English be part of your everyday life. I'll see you in the next episode.